Hi, PG. I asked Pete yesterday about the tackling issues, and maybe was it just because of coming out of a bye, and he said that was an excuse. What do you think it was after watching the film?
There's never any excuses. One, I got to do a better job of getting them prepared during the week. That starts there with me. Some of the issues that came up, the guys were trying. There were plenty of good tackles, then just the consistency. But again, it starts with me just making sure that we're tracking the near hip, trusting the shoot, and just doing a good job of getting our eyes where they need to be and pursuing through it and just with the right angles. But, I just got to find ways to just keep emphasizing it and making sure that, it's just consistent throughout.
What was your impressions of Darian Porter in the starting role?
I thought DP did a good job in terms of staying on top, in terms of the vertical passing game. He was competitive on some of the lower stuff and some of the man situations that we had. But he's a rookie that's out there, working hard, and I know there's room for improvement. He's going to just keep working on that.
Patrick, what did you see was the difference late in the game, fourth quarter and overtime, compared to the first three when the defense held them in check pretty well?
Starts with the run game. I think it was 36 yards in the first half, and then they end up with 150 or whatever. So it starts with the run game. Got to do a better job, making sure that we're in better position to play the run. Got to do a better job tackling. So it all came down to the run game.
Greedy played well, at least when I looked at the film. That's what I thought. What was your impression? That's more important than mine.
He came out there, and a lot of times it was pressure situations in terms of third down, and did a good job, played with good technique, played to his leverage. It wasn't too big for him, so proud to see him do that. It was exciting.
What have you seen in the growth of Bo Nix from when you first started looking at him on film in the NFL to where you're seeing him now?
Again, I don't want to take anything away from the player, but in terms of what Coach Payton's doing there, I mean, you can see he's doing such a good job of bringing him along, for a coach who had a veteran quarterback for so long that they probably were in sync, from everything to, on the field, off the field, but he's bringing them along. I think Bo is doing a good job of, getting the ball out of his hands quickly. They got some things set up with the quick game. He's able to get out issue plays in terms of using his feet. And then, I think, again, there's a lot of check with me at the line of scrimmage. You see that in terms of the run game. He has some dynamic backs back there, the O-line's veteran group that's worked together. So he's doing a good job of controlling it. And I'm not saying like managing the game, but he's doing a good job of controlling it. And, it's always, when those guys are able to do that, it makes it tough.
Tristan McCullum was another young player that got on the field on Sunday. What had he been showing you guys, and what showed up on the film on Sunday?
It's always fun to meet with him and spend some extra time with him. In terms of a young player, I think he's in his fourth year, but in terms of not playing a lot, seeing the big picture from the safety position, understand how to take away pre-snap throws, how to work into windows based on the calls, and then just the energy he had out there, made a big play out there on the perimeter. You saw him get excited. I'm always excited about the enthusiasm the guys are playing the game with. So, he's worked really hard. There's a lot more work to be done, but proud of that.
You mentioned the two running backs they have over there. What stands out to you about the way that they use the both of them?
Downhill, explosive in terms of bursting to the second level, and then just being able to get out in the passing game. That's the thing when you talk about having it's very reminiscent of watching the Saints offense back in the day. With Pierre Thomas and Kamara and all those guys. You see how I think Coach Payton does a great job of utilizing everybody on the roster. They all have a role, and he's done that for a long time, and it's impressive to see. So. They know who they are. They know who they got in terms of the coaches, and they use them the way they use them to really make sure that their best attributes are being shown on the field.
Harvey not only gets out in the passing game, but he got deep a couple times the last couple weeks. Like, how much of an element does that add to an offense with running back, not just in the flats, but just can go long?
It's been part of Coach Payton's offense for a long time, so it's impressive, and we got to be prepared for it.
Isaiah, it seems like he's been in the box a lot more the last couple of weeks. What do you see from him there, and have you seen a difference in how he plays there?
Isaiah's been consistent since we had him 4 years ago in terms of he played linebacker for us before. He's played down safety. He's played post safety. So for Isaiah, I know in mean, he prides himself on being able to do a lot of different roles.
All good,
All good?
guys.
Thank you.